So we mentioned while making our pseudocode that we would need a counting variable. So let's call our counting variable current pin. And we'll initially set it to 2. So remember, when declaring a variable, you need the type. So we don't really need fractions of a whole number, right? We don't need decimal numbers. So we can just use integers to count our pins, because there's no such thing as half a pin. They're solid values. So then let's initially set our first pin to high, so that the first light is on to start with. Now let's continue and make our while loop. So while we are reading the button, so while digital read pin 8, we want to do something, right? So what is that thing? We want to first, inside of this loop, write to the old pin number that we're going to change in a moment. So current pin, we want to turn it off, right? So we write to it with low. Then we want to increment our current pin. Current pin equals current pin plus 1. So that increments. But, and then we want to digital write to the current pin again, this time with high. So we've incremented the value. First we turned it off, then we incremented the value, then we'll basically turn the next one on. So it would only work like this if we had an infinite row of lights, right? So we need to make sure that it wraps back around to 2 if it gets to 6. So we can just add a simple if statement. If current pin equals 6, so remember the double equal sign. I think we briefly talked about it in one of the lessons. To check for equality, use the double equal sign, not regular equals like assignment. So if current pin equals 6, then we will set current pin to 2. And voila. While holding down the button, this should increment the pin number and light up the next one in the row, wrapping back around to 2. And really quick, let's put a delay at the end of our while loop so that our program knows not to just increase the light order like crazy. We want to make sure that it blinks, let's do half a second. And here's the result.